A new ball of yarn.
No knitting allowed. No knitting allowed.
Are you serious?
That's your superpower. I know that's where you get all your answers. You're knitting.
It's like Madame
Like,
Defarge.
if it honestly bothered you, I wouldn't do it. You know that. I also know that it honestly doesn't bother you. So.
Do not give Victoria ideas to say things like still knitting, and then after she wins the game, knitting done.
I need to knit at least 2 more feet on this scarf to finish it. So I can tell you that unless this is like, you know, the first ever 800 question maybe, I will not be done with this scarf by the time we're finished.
I was about to say, Victoria, I don't know if you know where the scarf goes on a human body, but it shouldn't have 2 feet. And then I remembered that feet is also a measure of distance.
This bodes well for you, Jeff.
This is going well, yeah.
It does, right? It does. Hey, I'm fine. I just had a protein shake. I woke up 20 minutes ago.
I have my herbal tea, and I have my Cherry Coke Zero.
I have my Diet Coke.
What do you have?
La Colombe vanilla.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
Ooh.
For some reason, the blur function on this always wants to blur my beverages as if I'm drinking something like inappropriate.
Yeah, it honestly looked like you were like, okay, we have a different sponsor, so this is not allowed.
I wish. There are several companies I could think of that should be sponsoring all this, but
I'm gonna close my web browsers so that they're not making noises. Righty. And I assume we're using the plugin, so there's no reason to have the chat opened.
I assumed as much.
yes.
Fabulous. Okay. Works for me. Whew. If it makes you feel better, Jeff, I'm a little dehydrated.
I mean, right now it's 11:02. I say we just start this game and, you know, go from there.
Actually, I'm going to take a little bit more stomach medicine.
All right, 3 out of 4.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Oh. Well, my computer is not freaking out. Sec.
What do we think the odds are that Daoud overslept and it's actually, oh, there he is.
He's right.
It's only 4 p.m. over there.
Yeah, no, I was not asleep. I was out and I just got home. Sorry to keep people waiting.
Oh, no worries. Everyone arrived at approximately the same time. All right. Does anybody have any pre-show things they need to get done before we launch into introductions and whatnot? No. All right.
No.
All right, well, before we get to the player introductions, in this grand final of Tier 1, Season 3 of the ICC, I have some thank yous I need to send out. First of all, to all the wonderful players of the ICC, hundreds and hundreds around the world, and also all these people working behind the scenes, the team of question writers, including Lynn Yu, David Stainer, Old Martin Hack, Ewan McCauley, Movin Miranda, and Nicholas Pang. All of the readers who have read more than 650 matches this season, and the playtesters who make every week's set better. Huge thanks to Benny Myers for putting together the plugin file every week, to Mike Olson for his wonderful stats that everyone loves to see, to Morgan Bush for managing the results feed and keeping the league tables up to date and for running the prediction game, to Will Jones for maintaining the Quiz Central website, managing the weekly draws, and running the entire system that makes ICC possible. And finally, to Rob Hanna and Hugh Bennett, who have worked incredibly hard as writers and editors to ensure that ICC is truly the greatest international quiz there is. Across the 17 tiers, there have been winners from 7 different nationalities, and every week they ensure that every answer is translated into 10 different languages. Without them, there wouldn't be any ICC, and we at OQL cannot thank them enough. All right, with the thank yous out of the way, let's hear about our fantastic players. All right. Okay. In seat 1, we have Victoria Groce. All right, Victoria really needs no introduction, as she has become widely regarded as one of the very best quizzers in the entire world. She plays for Lawful Evil MILF Hotel in OQL USA, who's won 4 out of the 5 seasons. And in OQL UK, she helped lead Lovecraft in the Time of Cholera to Division 1. Her individual achievements include being the Queen on the Chase USA, and she is the only winner of the ICC, having been the overall champ in seasons 1 and 2. Please welcome Victoria Groce. All right, in seat 2. In seat 2, I will say that Anu wrote his own intro. So in seat 2 from San Diego, California.
Ben Rothenberg
Okay.
wrote this intro.
Ben, okay, well, this is an amazing intro, but I just, I can't take any credit for it. In seat 2 from San Diego, California, make no mistake, he is disambiguously a contestant, standing 5'8", but looming impossibly larger on the inch or so he occupies in the Zoom window. This year, he was the Smooth, featuring Rob Thomas, champion of the Mimir's Well Carnation League, and also set the Commonwealth ablaze with a run to the final of Flames. He started his quizzing career by beating children, winning both the 2005 Scripps National Spelling Bee with a smooth appoggiatura and the 2008 Jeopardy Teen Tournament like a smooth criminal. A captain of the greatest quiz show on Earthsea in OQL and a member of the Wednesday Academic Purist Cinematic Universe, he is Anu Kashyap.
That was in fact amazing.
Yes.
Ben really outdid himself.
It is fantastic. Well done, Ben. All right, in seat 3. All right, in seat 3, a 26-year-old analyst from South London who says that the real joy of quiz is watching people get ridiculous answers, and when that happens, he doesn't care if he loses. You may know him for running the highly popular Mimir's Well, but his quizzing accomplishments include being the only person to reach Tier 1 in both Pop Culture Challenge and the International Culture Challenge, and 4th place finishes in both the Quiz Olympiad and the World Quizzing Championship. His modesty says that he would be delighted to replicate that 4th place tonight, given the quality of his opposition. Please welcome Daoud Jackson. All right, and seat 4.
Those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
All right. A player who has been a star player for Super Nintendo Chalmers, ensuring they never finished outside the top 6 in OQL USA. He's also played every single league match they've played, which puts him in a very exclusive club. He came second in a season of Mimir's Well, though was pipped by Pat Gibson to the title. His triumphs include being a part of the winning team in Geek Bowl and taking down the Beast on the Chase on a team with James Holzhauer. Please welcome Jeff King. Yay. All right. So we have a king, a queen, a jack, son. I feel like, can I call you Ace, Anu?
I'll take it.
That was good.
All right, let me close out that and open up the plugin so we can see the questions. All right, everybody see what they're supposed to be seeing?
Mhm.
I see the score sheet.
Yep.
Excellent. Best of luck and memory to all of you. May the quads be ever in your favor.
Indeed. Indeed.
Everybody.
Good luck, everybody.
All right, question 1 for Victoria. Derived from the name of the trees under which homeless former soldiers built shelters, what name is given to large slum communities in Brazil? Rocinha in Rio de Janeiro is the largest of these communities.
Favela.
Correct. Question 2. Empress Genmei established which city as the Japanese capital in 710 CE? Located less than 40 kilometers from both Kyoto and Osaka, it is home to several historical monuments that collectively form a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You may answer with either the historical name for the city or its modern name, which is also used for the historical period during which it was the capital.
Okay, this is. Haiyan.
Sorry, incorrect. Anu,
Nara?
that is correct. We could also accept
Haijan.
Heijo. All right, question 3 for Victoria. The Franciscan friar William of Baskerville and his Benedictine novice Adso of Melk are the central characters in which 1980 novel. The pair investigate a series of mysterious deaths in a monastery.
The Name of the Rose.
Yes, or Il Nome della Rosa. All right, questions for Anu. Number 1. The 1989 book Barbarians at the Gate, written by investigative journalists Brian Burrow and John Hellier, is a history of the leveraged buyout of which company? The company had been formed by the 1985 merger of the inventor of Oreos and the owner of the Camel and Salem cigarette brands. Please give the name of the company at the time, not either of its successors.
RJR Nabisco.
Correct. Question 2. Which 5-carbon chemical compound is one of the strongest known hydrocarbon acids with a pKa of around 16? 2 equivalents of its conjugate base can coordinate to iron to form ferrocene. Five seconds.
Malic acid.
Sorry, incorrect. Daoud?
Pass.
Jeff?
Pass.
Victoria?
Pass.
All right, this is cyclopentadiene or cyclopentadienyl or cyclopentadienamide or CP.
That's not a word.
All right, and third question for Anu. Which Soviet poet wrote the Stalin epigram in 1933? In this satirical poem, this acmeist poet described the dictator as having, quote, thick fingers, bulky and fat like live baits, and a, quote, wide Ossetian torso. Despite never writing the poem down, its existence was betrayed to Stalin, and this poet was exiled first to the city of Voronezh and then to the Gulag, where he died. Five seconds.
Goncharov?
No, sorry, Daoud?
Mandelstam.
Yes, Osip Mandelstam. All right. Questions for Daoud.
Yeah.
Number 1. Chelyabinsk, the Siberian city that saw a meteor airburst in 2013, lies on the Mias River. The Mias River flows into the Irtysh, which is the largest tributary of which river, the westernmost of the 3 great Siberian rivers?
Bob.
Yes. Number 2. First rigorously defined in the 1850s by Rudolf Clausius, which physical law states that the entropy of a closed system always increases?
Second law of thermodynamics.
Yes.
Okay. That was a guess.
You looked very nervous about it, but
Yeah.
nicely done. All right. And your third question. While Jewish boys are named at a Brit Milah circumcision ceremony, Jewish girls are named at what ceremony that often includes a recitation from Song of Songs? The 2 most common names for this ceremony translate as gift of the daughter and celebration of the daughter. Five seconds?
Bint Miller.
No, sorry. Jeff?
Pass.
Victoria?
Simchat Bot.
Yes, that is one of about 85 acceptable answers, which I will show you.
Very
Uh,
nice.
Thanks.
Yes, nicely done. Yeah, a lot of options there, but well done. Alrighty, questions for Jeff. Okay, question 1. The composer Michael Nyman wrote the Bird List song for Peter Greenaway's film The Falls. The list mentions the scaup, smew, and bufflehead, 3 species of what sort of bird?
Oh no. I've never heard of this song or this movie or any of these birds. So let's go with parrot.
No, sorry, Victoria?
Yeah, I'm passing.
Anu?
Pass.
Daoud?
Duck.
They are ducks. Nicely
Nice.
done. You smew in
Good
this.
stop knowledge.
But Buffle sounded vaguely ducky, but I wasn't anywhere close to confident enough to take
Oh, no.
that.
I've never heard of that one.
What makes it sound ducky?
No, I mean, like, I think I've heard of something, by that name, but like not nearly close enough to take the shot.
All right. Non-bird, question 2 for Jeff. Which Taliban leader became the de facto head of state of Afghanistan following the fall of Kabul in 2021?
What is his name? Hibatullah Akhundzada.
Yes, nicely done. If anybody watching the stream wants to see how that's spelled, like thus. All right, and your last question of round 1. What Afrikaans name, often translated as pioneers, is given to the Boers who left the British-controlled Cape Colony from the mid-1830s onwards and migrated into the interior of what is now South Africa, settling north of the Orange River?
Voortrekker.
Yes. Nicely done. All right, at the end of 1, we have Daoud in the lead with 4 points, Victoria second with 3, and Anu and Jeff tied at 2. Lots of game to play. All right, round 2, Victoria. Giovanni Fattori, Telemaco Signorini, and Silvestro Lega were among a group of Florence-based painters in the second half of the 19th century who stood opposed to the academic art of the time, doing much of their work outdoors to capture natural colors and shades. What Italian name is used for this group?
Yeah, this is not familiar. Let's try pastorale.
No. Jeff?
Pass.
Anu?
Pass.
Daoud?
Pass. But if it's like al fresco or something, I'll be
Yeah, if it's al fresco, I'll be very annoyed.
It is
Yeah.
not al fresco. They are really challenging you guys. This one is macchiaioli.
Whoa. Okay. Okay.
I've never heard of that.
It's a learning league.
Fair enough.
All right.
Landscapes are boring anyway.
All right, question 2 for Victoria. Which private equity firm purchased RJR Nabisco in 1988? 2 of its 3 founders stepped down as co-CEOs in 2021 and were succeeded by Scott Nuttall and Joe Bay.
So it's not that one. I'm gonna try Blackstone.
No, sorry, Jeff King?
Pass.
Anu?
KKR and Co.
Yes, I can accept that.
Wow.
Can you tell me what it stands
Nice.
for fun? Or
No, I could not tell you what it stands for.
okay, it is Kohlberg Kravis Roberts.
Wow.
Travis,
It
no.
has anything to do with Andy, but
He betrayed me. He owned a company and I didn't even know.
all right. And third question for Victoria. What name is popularly given to a famous 1867 thought experiment proposed to contradict the second law of thermodynamics that imagines an intelligent being capable of detecting and reacting to the motions of individual molecules?
Maxwell's demon.
Yes. All right, questions for Anu. Number 1. Which composer's work, Les Préludes, is often regarded as the first symphonic poem? He wrote 12 such works between 1848 and 1858, including Orpheus and Hungaria, that he also arranged for 2 pianos.
List?
Yes. Question 2. What name was used in apartheid South Africa to refer to the underdeveloped urban areas that were reserved for non-whites? Soweto, a suburb of Johannesburg, has a name that is partly derived from the names of these communities.
Township?
Yes. Could also accept locations or locaties. And question 3. Which was the last Afghan province to fall to the Taliban, having become the site of the National Resistance Front of Afghanistan, based in the city of Bazarak? This province is the site of an ongoing conflict between the Taliban and loyalists to the old republic.
Panjshir?
Yes.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Thanks.
3 for 3. All right, Daoud, your questions.
Yeah.
Number 1. In which hugely influential 1971 work does John Rawls argue that citizens should choose the principles that govern a society from, quote, the original position, in which they do not know their social status, nor know what principles would favor or disadvantage their own personal circumstances?
Theory of justice.
Yes.
Yep.
Nicely done. Alrighty. Number 2. Another species listed in Michael Nyman's bird list song is the muruk, a very large flightless bird found in New Guinea and New Britain. The muruk is the smallest of the 3 species of which birds? Five seconds.
Cassowary.
Yes, it is a cassowary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
What the hell?
Even though it's the smallest one of them, it'll still kill you if given a chance. All right. Third question for Daoud. In 794 CE, the Japanese capital was moved to today's Kyoto, where it would remain for about 400 years. Although the period is seen as a high point of the imperial court, the real power was held by an aristocratic clan founded by Nakatomi no Kamatari in the 7th century. Give either the ancient name of Kyoto used for this historical period or the name of the clan.
Heian.
Yes, that is correct. We could also accept the Fujiwara clan. All right, Jeff, your questions. Number 1. The mastermind behind the murders in the Name of the Rose is a blind monk named Jorge of Burgos, who has poisoned the pages of a book. The character's name is in reference to one of Eco's inspirations for the novel, a story by Jorge Luis Borges, in which the title place is divided into hexagonal rooms and houses all possible 410-page books. Which story?
Put none of that together until this moment. Library of Babel.
Yes. All right, question 2. Which element is coordinated to 2 cyclopentadienyl ligands as well as a bridging chloride and methylene in Tebbe's reagent? Organometallic compounds of this element are used with aluminum co-catalysts in the most common Ziegler-Natta catalysts.
Ziegler-Natta. I've heard that thing before. What the hell is it? Ziegler-Natta. Titanium.
Yes, nicely done.
Very nice. Very nice.
That demands a drink.
Elite. Elite.
All right, question 3. Mandelstam dared read the Stalin epigram to just a handful of other people. They included Boris Pasternak and which other Soviet Acmeist poet? This author of Poem Without a Hero and Requiem had her poems banned from publication in 1946 after she was visited by the philosopher Isaiah Berlin, and she had earlier been married to Acmeist co-founder Nikolai Gumilyov.
Anna Akhmatova.
Yes, or Anna Andreevna Gorenko. All right, at the end of 2, Daoud still in the lead, but now Anu has taken second, but still anyone's game. My dog is going crazy, hopefully. Okay, chill. All right, round 3. That always works, but just say chill, no. All right. Victoria, question 1, round 3. The bird list song also mentions the wryneck, which is one of the few migratory species belonging to which family of birds? Other birds in this family include the sapsuckers and the flickers.
Are these woodpeckers?
They are woodpeckers. Nicely done.
Nice.
We could also accept Pisidae or Pisiformes. Question 2. Who composed the symphonic poem Tapiola about a water spirit from his country's national epic, the Kalevala?
Sibelius.
Yes. And finally, the Gulf of Ob is the world's longest estuary and forms part of which marginal sea of the Arctic Ocean that is also fed by the Yenisei? This sea is named after a smaller river that also gives its name to a major meteor crater found near its mouth.
Is that the Kara Sea?
It is the Kara Sea. 3 for 3. Nicely done. All right. Anu, question 1. What Jewish tradition is a mitzvah that serves as the redemption of the firstborn son? The redemption is achieved by paying 5 silver coins to a Kohen and is today a mostly symbolic ceremony.
Pass.
Jeff?
S.
Victoria?
Hidyon Haben.
It is.
Uh-oh.
Very,
Nicely
very
done.
nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Spelled thusly. All right, question 2 for Anu. Barthel and Hans Sebald Beham, Heinrich Aldgraver, and Albrecht Altdorfer were among a group of German printmakers of the early 16th century, about a generation after the great Albrecht Dürer. They were known for making very detailed but small engravings. What name is given to this group of artists? Five seconds.
The miniaturists.
Sorry, Jeff?
The Little Masters.
Yes, or Kleinemeister.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yes.
I got a bonus attempt finally.
All right, last question for Anu. The book that Jorge of Burgos poisons in The Name of the Rose is a work on comedy by which Greek philosopher? In real life, this second volume of Poetics is lost, and only the work's first volume survives. That first volume is known for its treatment of tragedy, which the author believes should induce catharsis in the audience.
Aristotle.
Yes. All right, Daoud. Question 1. Often referred to as the world's largest slum, Dharavi is a community in which city? Dharavi was established on a namesake island that is now part of the island of Salsette.
Mumbai.
Yes. Question 2. What process does cyclopentadiene readily undergo through a Diels-Alder reaction? Oligonucleotide primers can undergo this process by hybridization, leading to unwanted products in polymerase chain reactions.
Tautomerization.
Did you say that again?
Tautomerization.
No, sorry. Jeff?
I shouldn't, but I will. Conjugation.
Sorry, no. Victoria?
Condensation.
No? Anu?
Dimerization.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
good.
okay.
That's good.
Nicely done.
That makes
Yep.
a lot of sense with PCR clue too. Okay.
Yep.
Good
All
pickup.
right.
Thanks.
Yeah. Last question for Daoud. The Voortrekkers migration or Great Trek into the interior of South Africa led to the creation of several Boer republics, such as the Orange Free State, the Natalia Republic, and the South African Republic. The last of these three republics is also known by what other name, referring to its geographical location in respect to the largest tributary of the Orange River?
Transvaal.
Yes. All right, Jeff. Number 1. James Clerk Maxwell called his demon a finite being, with the word demon first being used by which physicist in an 1874 edition of Nature? The heat engine statement of the second law of thermodynamics was developed by and commonly jointly named after Max Planck and this man, the first British scientist to be elevated to the House of Lords.
I'll go with Lord Kelvin.
Yes, William Thomson, the first Baron Kelvin. Your second question. What term does Rawls employ in A Theory of Justice to name the metaphorical shield behind which individuals exist in the original position that prevents them from knowing details of their social circumstances?
The veil of ignorance.
Yes. None of you are behind that.
Right.
All right. your last question. As a result of the Battle of Dananura in 1185, a man named Yoritomo established himself as the first shogun of Japan and founded a shogunate that lasted for 150 years. Name either the clan name of Yoritomo and his immediate successors, or the capital city, the name of which is used for both the shogunate and the historical period.
I always get the order of two of these confused. Ashikaga?
No, sorry. Daoud?
Shit.
Minamoto.
Yes.
God damn it.
Minamoto
Come on.
or Kamakura.
That's
would
the
also
two I
not
get
forget
confused.
Happens.
Fuck.
Right.
Oh, I hope children aren't watching this.
all the
We'll have to
children
put like a
watching this.
TVMA rating
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah.
Well, with that
That's-
steal, Daoud takes the lead by himself with everyone else tied in second.
That'll be the lamest way to learn to swear.
mommy, all the cool quizzers are swearing. Yeah.
I'm not even sure my own child will watch this, so.
All right. Are we ready for round 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Victoria, question 1. The National Resistance Front of Afghanistan's leaders, Ahmad Massoud and Amrullah Saleh, belong to which ethnic group? This is the second largest group in Afghanistan behind Pashtun, although it is the largest group in the major cities of Kabul, Herat, and Mazar-e Sharif.
Huh.
Five seconds.
I'm gonna say Dari. Don't like it.
Sorry.
No.
Jeff?
Pass.
Anu?
Tajik?
Yes.
I
Oh,
considered
nice.
Tajik or Parsiwan, or
Yeah.
Eastern Persian.
thought about that, thought about Kurds, and
That's why they all speak Dari.
that's good. That was a good get.
Thanks.
All right, question 2 for Victoria. In 1940, Anna Akhmatova published a poem entitled This Man in 1913, in which she describes a recital by the title poet. This is which poet whose uneasy relationship with the Soviet authorities produced such satirical works as the poem Talking with the Taxman about Poetry. Despite this, he was described upon his 1930 death as, quote, the best and most talented poet of our Soviet epoch by Stalin.
Um,
5 seconds?
Rodchenko?
No, sorry. Jeff?
Too rich for my blood. Pass.
Jeff? Anu?
Pass.
This is Vladimir Mayakovsky.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know the poetry.
All right, question 3 for Victoria. One of the best-known rebuttals to Rawls' A Theory of Justice was the 1974 book Anarchy, State, and Utopia by which American philosopher? The book objects to Rawls' conception of the difference principle that is brought about by adopting the original position.
Nozick?
Yes. All right, Anu, question 1. Following 3 years of imperial rule, known as the Kenmu Restoration, which shogunate was established in 1336 and lasted through the chaotic Sengoku period until it was overthrown by Oda Nobunaga in 1573? You may answer with either the name of the ruling clan or the district of Kyoto that was used as the capital and gives its name to the historical period.
Ashikaga.
Yes, now is the time for Ashikaga.
Doing my best poker face over here.
Yes,
God
or
damn
Muromachi.
I feel your pain, Jeff.
Damn it.
All right, question 2 for Anu. The Chelyabinsk meteor was the largest known natural object to have entered the Earth's atmosphere since which event of 1908? This event is named after a tributary of the Yenisei River.
The Tunguska event.
Yes.
Good.
Things I learned from the X-Files.
Ghostbusters.
And your third question. In late December 1895 and early January 1896, more than 500 men in the British South Africa Company Police, under the instruction of Cape Prime Minister Cecil Rhodes, attempted to topple the Transvaal government. What name, after the colonial administrator who led it, is given to this failed raid that contributed to the onset of the Second Anglo-Boer War?
Jameson raid.
Yes. Nicely done. All right. Down. Question 1.
Mhm.
Many of the leveraged buyouts of the 1980s were funded with the help of which investment banking firm then led by Michael Milken? In 1990, this investment bank was forced into bankruptcy due to its activities in the junk bond market.
Barings Bank.
No, sorry. Jeff?
Pass.
Victoria?
I guess pass.
Anu?
Pass.
Is it Salomon Brothers?
It is not. This is
Okay.
Drexel.
Ah,
No.
Michael Milken. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's famous.
I don't think I ever knew that.
All right. Question 2. The name of the central character in The Name of the Rose, William of Baskerville, references another of Eco's influences, Arthur Conan Doyle. The Name of the Rose opens with a description of William by his novice, which is almost verbatim the description Dr. Watson gives of Sherlock Holmes, in which 1887 detective novel that marked the first appearance of Holmes?
Study in Scarlet.
Yes.
Okay. I know nothing about Sherlock Holmes at all. I hate that program, everything about it.
But clearly, you know just enough.
That was all you needed to know. So, all right. And your last question. Cornelis van Polenburg and Wouter Krabet were among a group of Dutch and Flemish artists who were active in Rome from about 1620. Here they became notorious for their rowdy initiation rites, which could last the whole day, and where the initiate would receive his special nickname. What Dutch name is used for this group? Five seconds.
Bird Flickers.
No, sorry. Jeff?
Some deep cut art things. Pass.
Victoria?
Agree, pass.
Anu?
Thirded. Pass.
All right. These are the Bentvogels. I don't know if that
Yeah.
means frat boys in Dutch.
Nope.
But
Nope.
I've seen that word before, but
Yeah.
we
already
only
got
come up with it.
Makes one of
Like
us.
three
Sorry,
birds.
deep.
Yeah, flying birds or barflies or something. That's something that means that. Yeah.
Definitely deep cut.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, your questions. What name is given to the divorce document used in Jewish religious law, which must be presented by a husband? A woman who is refused one is known as an aguna.
I knew one of these was coming, and I knew I wasn't going to know it because I just don't know that much about Jewish religious law. I just don't even think I have a guess. Let's just change a word I know and say mezuzot.
No. Victoria?
Get.
Yes, this is a get.
Just it. Crap.
Very nice. Very nice.
I think you
Good.
get hit pass.
There we go.
Thanks.
Question 2 for Jeff. What term is used in France to refer to suburbs of large cities that do not constitute the city proper? The name for these communities has become associated with social deprivation and high levels of crime.
Banlieue.
Yes. That was pretty decent French pronunciation too.
Took French for 4 years. Not that you'd know it most of the time.
All right, last question of the round. Sadko is often considered the first symphonic poem written in Russia. It is a work by which composer, who also wrote the symphonic suite Scheherazade?
Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov.
After beating you over the head with difficult art, they're like, let's throw them a bone. All right, still anybody's game going into round 5. Now Anu has a 1-point lead over Daoud, with Victoria and Jeff tied 1 point behind that. So a barn burner. All right, round 5, question 1, Victoria. In ferrocene and other metallocenes, the cyclopentadiene ligands have a value of 5 for which quantity that is normally denoted with a Greek letter eta? Five seconds.
Electronegativity.
No, sorry. Jeff?
Pass.
Daoud?
Pass.
Anu?
Pass.
That
will have
is
seen-
hapticity.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah,
That
that I don't think I had any chance of getting there though.
hard
Okay.
question is hard.
Yeah.
Yes, hard round is hard. Okay, this is the finals though.
Yeah.
Second question for Victoria. In traditional Jewish wedding ceremonies, 7 blessings are recited to formalize the marriage between a bride and a groom. What Hebrew term is given to the 7 blessings, which are usually pronounced by a hazan or rabbi?
I 100% know this. This is Aufruf.
Sorry, no. Jeff?
Pass.
Daoud?
Pass.
Anu?
Pass.
That is Sheva Brakot or Berkat
Oh,
Yisurin.
that's not what I was
Oh,
trying to pull. Okay.
I have not heard of the second term, but the first term is generally what's it called. All right, last question for Victoria. Who was the president of the Transvaal Republic at the time of the Jameson raid? A former Voortrekker named Oom Paul, or Uncle Paul. He served as president between 1883 and 1900, and gives his name to a telegram sent to him by the German Kaiser following the repelling of the Jameson raid that caused diplomatic tensions between Germany and the UK.
It's wrong,
5
but both.
seconds.
It's wrong, but both.
You are correct that it is wrong.
Yeah.
Jeff?
Kruger.
Yes, it is Paul Kruger.
Oh. Okay.
All right, Anu, your questions. In Anarchy, State, and Utopia, Nozick argues that Rawls' difference principle is incompatible with liberty by introducing a famous thought experiment involving which real-life basketball player?
What? Knew the other 3. What is this?
5 seconds.
Chamberlain.
It is
God
Wilt Chamberlain.
damn it.
Nicely done.
I
He's
hate
a
you so
bas-
much, Anu.
He's a basketball player.
I
Yep.
hate you so much.
Terrible.
You're a great man, but I hate you.
What is this sports con doing in the ICC?
Dagger.
All right, question 2. This Hungarian-American physicist observed that Maxwell's demon is an impossibility because such a demon would need the means to measure molecular speed, and acquiring information requires an expenditure of energy. Which scientist also conceived the nuclear chain reaction in 1933 and wrote the letter signed by Albert Einstein, which pushed the USA into instituting the Manhattan Project?
Shillard.
Yes, or Leo Spitz. Either would be acceptable. Your last question. Another of the birds mentioned in the bird list song is the jabiru. Found throughout the neotropics, the jabiru is one of the tallest flying birds in the world and belongs to which family? Five seconds.
Parrot.
Sorry. Daoud?
Dork.
Yes, storks are tall. Nicely done.
Nice.
All right. Your questions, Daoud.
Yeah.
The bombing at Hamid Karzai Airport during the evacuation of Kabul was carried out by ISKP, an Islamic State affiliate group operating in South and Central Asia. What does the K in ISKP stand for? A reference to the province of the Caliphate based in Central Asia.
Khorasan.
Yes.
Nice.
Ow,
Nicely done.
nice. Very nice.
It makes sense, but yeah, I never had that.
Held thusly for the audience at home. All right, your second question.
Yeah.
Which Soviet poet who wrote Zima Station was, along with Akhmatova, one of the signatories to the 1965 letter that protested against Joseph Brodsky's trial? In his poem Babi Yar, later set to music by Dmitry Shostakovich, this poet referenced Soviet persecution of Jews, as well as Nazi atrocities, although his Marxism-Leninism spared him a severe punishment from the authorities.
Yevtushenko.
Yes. And your last question.
Mm-hmm.
Who composed the symphonic poem Vltava, named after the river flowing through his country's capital, one of 6 symphonic poems making up his symphonic cycle, Ma Vlast?
Smetana.
Yes.
Nicely finished.
Oh,
All right. Jeff, your questions. Max Pechstein and Cesar Klein were among the leaders of a group of German expressionist artists founded in Berlin in late 1918. United by socialist values, they worked alongside the so-called Workers' Council for Art for the empowerment of artists. What was the name of this group that ceased to exist after the Nazis came to power?
Oh, God. Yeah, that's early 19th century. Die Brücke?
No, sorry, Victoria?
yeah, I don't have this pass.
Anu?
Pass.
Daoud?
I've never heard of this.
This is the November group, or because German likes to stick things together, November Gruppe.
No, I could not come up with that at all. Nope.
As you said, deep art cuts. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
well done for knowing the Little Masters, Jeff. Since that was the only one who's gotten of those.
No, fair enough. That's good answer.
And that's the easiest one in the quad. That's woof.
Well, I think like 2 of them none of us had ever heard of. So
Yeah.
Right.
We're scrubs.
All right. Question 2, Jeff. The Poppy Guy crater is the 4th largest verified impact crater on Earth and may have contributed to the Eocene-Oligocene extinction event. It is named after a river that flows into which sea of the Arctic Ocean, the major inflow of which is the Lena?
The Laptev Sea.
Yes. And finally,
So sorry, Anu.
All good, man.
to protect against hostile leveraged buyouts, Marty Lipton developed shareholder rights plans, which are now usually known by what 2-word term? The Twitter board of directors enacted such a plan in 2022.
Yeah, I just business, like deep business terms. What the hell did they call this? That
5 seconds.
poison pill.
It is a poison pill.
Great.
Nicely done.
I was worried there was some more complicated term that I was missing, and I was like, everything else in this quad has been a thing I've never heard of.
I was doing the same thing because I thought it was that, and I was like, that sounds like some contract thing rather than like a shareholder thing. Yeah, good.
Yeah, no, that one seemed somewhat easier than naming those
Yes.
old investment things, but
Sure
nicely
did.
done. And also, congrats, Daoud, champion, ICC season 3. And congratulations to all of you for not having any ties to break.
Could you hear the
Deeply
tiebreaker?
appreciate that. Yes, you can definitely hear the tiebreakers. And I guess if you want me to paste them, I can, because I don't have them in the thing.
No, you can just read them.
But okay. Tiebreaker. Question 1. Which German astronomer lends his name to the famous paradox that asks why the night
Olbers.
sky is dark?
Olbers.
Yep. Well, I can see this would be really effective at breaking ties.
Okay.
Question 2. Christopher Columbus named the Virgin Islands after which saint who is said to have led 11,000 virgins to martyrdom in Cologne?
Ursula?
Ursula.
Yep. She sounds more like a sea witch than a saint. Anyway, which very large genus of flowering plants takes its name from a Greek physician who served Juba II, the Roman client king of Numidia and Mauritania, and son-in-law of Antony and Cleopatra? This genus contains around 2,000 species, many of which are mistaken for cacti.
Uh-oh. No.
Oh, no, that's not right.
Yeah, they're like.
Yeah. No idea.
Don't have it.
It sounds like a Zendaya TV show. These are euphorbia.
Spurges.
Yes, we could also accept spurge. I don't know if that's a Britishism or I've never heard of spurge.
No, I mean it's not very common, but people do have euphorbia in their gardens and whatnot.
Yeah, euphorbia.
Daoud,
I've heard.
Dad, you scored 2 on that tiebreak, right? You would have scored 2 on that.
Yeah,
tiebreak?
yeah. I would have spent
Okay.
like 30 seconds thinking about that euphorbia thing, and probably
Good.
not.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Also nice, yeah, nice to know there are no regrets there.
No regrets then.
All right.
I've only gotten 1.
Second set of tiebreakers. Fileteado is the name given to a type of artistic
Fileteado?
drawing replete. Yes.
Wait,
Anybody
what?
else need to hear the rest of it?
What?
What's
Wait,
Fileteado?
what?
Fileteado is the name given to a type of artistic drawing replete with stylized lines and flowered climbing plants that is used to adorn all kinds of objects such as walls, lorries, statues, and shop signs. Fileteado is to be found almost everywhere in which capital city? Yeah.
And what was the
Buenos
answer?
Buenos
Buenos
Aires.
Aires.
Buenos Aires.
Okay.
Question 2. Schule der Gelaufigkeit, the School of Velocity, and Kunst der Fingerfertigkeit, the art of finger dexterity, are among the pieces written as piano exercises by which pianist, musical educator, and student of Beethoven?
Czerny.
Czerny.
Yep.
I think I have played many of those.
Nice.
I've definitely
The
played
art
School
of
for
finger
Velocity.
dexterity?
I don't think I've played that one, but I've definitely played School for Velocity back when I was like trying to become a pianist.
Yeah, it must be one of the most played pianists
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
total. Like him and people playing thoroughly.
Cannon and Czerny.
They're good names for pieces too. All right, second or last question in the second tiebreaker, and then there's a tiebreaker 3 just in case. The first former head of state to be convicted for human rights abuses in the court of another nation. Which former Chadian president was found guilty of human rights abuses in May
Is it
2016?
Yeah,
Yes, Hissène Habré,
Oh.
sentenced to life imprisonment by a Senegalese court. Let me go to spares and I'll go to the nearest of the ball. Spares. In Greek mythology, the poisoned tunic that killed Heracles was smeared with the poisoned blood of what centaur?
Nessus.
Yes.
Good.
Spare 2. He killed himself in 1932, partly as a result of his multiple sclerosis, and partly because of his disillusionment over the use of aircraft in warfare. Which Brazilian aviation pioneer won the Dirce de la Meurthe Prize for flying around the Eiffel Tower in an airship in 1901, and was later credited as the first
Lorenzo
person to fly
Guzmão?
Santos Dumont.
Santos Dumont. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
I
think
didn't
it
think
was
the word for Lorenzo de Guzmão, but like,
in the Rio Olympic ceremony, opening ceremony. They had like a big Santos Dumont thing because he's like one of those
cool.
in Brazil. He invented the airplane, the same as like the
Oh, cool. I will
Yeah,
have to read.
Gotcha. Santos Dumont.
Yeah. The first person to fly a heavier than air aircraft in Europe.
Hmm.
All right. Spare 3. Named after the American scientist whose recording of carbon dioxide at the Mauna Loa Observatory
Keeling?
first
The Keeling
alerted.
curve.
It is the Keeling curve or just Keeling. Closest to the bull. What is the distance in kilometers between Paris, where Paul Gauguin was born, and Atuona in the Marquesas Islands, where he's buried?
I give it to you in freedom units.
I'm gonna say 6,001.
If Brandon were here, he would say 6,002.
You sure would. Reset my score.
I'll pass on this. I'll pass.
I will say
8,040.
I'll say 9,500.
Jeff is the closest. Nobody is particularly close. It is much further than that. It is
Thank you.
14,340 kilometers.
Big number.
Yeah.
Yeah, far, far away.
Congratulations again, Dowd. That was very well deserved.
Yes,
Very well
That
done.
was
Thank you
well
very
done
much.
Well
all. On a
played.
very difficult set.
Everybody had some
Yes.
really good pulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great game all around. Great
No one
game.
really
Yeah.
made any mistakes. There were like two or three mistakes in total. So well played.
Congratulations. I assume they'll be sending you your trophy and whatnot. But hope to see you all next season for more ICC goodness.
Thank you so much, Pam, for reading.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Indeed
reading.
for
That
reading.
was great.
Take it easy, y'all.
Everybody.